Hello, everyone, and happy Thursday. It's Think Big Thursday, and today I want to chat with you all about something that I see really often in business. I work with a ton of female entrepreneurs, and I tell you this comes up a lot. And so I'm hoping that it's something that can give you something to think about this week. So what we're talking about is the topic of my blog this week. What tough tasks are you avoiding in your business? And we all have them. We all have those things that we would really rather not do, and instead we'd rather do something else, something more fun, something creative. And I call those things distraction projects in this blog. I see it a lot. I see it primarily when someone's up against something challenging that they know is going to make them feel a little bit more vulnerable, have to push past their comfort zone a little bit. And so instead of doing that tough thing, whatever it is, they find something else to do that they feel is really important in their business. And it might be, but it also takes them further away from getting stuff done and getting real results. So some of the tough tasks I see people avoiding typically are sales and marketing tasks. One of the reasons why I started doing this whole thing in the first place. Things like putting yourself out there, becoming known as a thought leader by creating a great blog or doing videos exactly like this, which if you know me, know it's not one of the things I love doing, but I know that it's important to be visible and to share what I know with my audience. Some of the other things that can be tough to sit down and really focus on are things like prospecting, contacting leads, following up with those leads, doing sales activity basically, and asking to be paid what we're worth. Sometimes that can feel so awkward and so uncomfortable that we look for any reason not to do those things, and we turn to those distraction projects. So as I mentioned, sometimes those distraction projects, or almost always, they're things that are a bit more fun and interesting and things that we really like to do. And so we make it a priority, even though it's not really a priority. Does this sound familiar? I hope this is resonating with you. Some of the things that I see crop up as distraction projects are things like, oh, I'm working on a new logo and I can't do XYZ until that's done. Or I actually have 3 or 4 clients that are launching websites right now, and I know that that can be a really challenging and daunting task, but sometimes it's easier to continue to work on the website than to actually put it out there into the world, if that makes sense to you. I also see people doing things like, oh, I'm going to take this course because this course is going to give me everything I need to do XYZ. Or I've got to work on this program of mine. Typically, it's things that feel comfortable and make us feel good, but they're not actually challenging us and they're not pushing us past our comfort zone. So I talk about this in the blog. The other night, my husband we were around the dinner table and my son was acting out in response to something that happened with my husband. And my husband just didn't want to deal with it. He's not a touchy-feely guy, and that's not where his strengths lie. So instead of sitting down and focusing on what needed to be focused on with my son, he got up from the table and he started doing a load of laundry and started cleaning the kitchen, doing all these household tasks that needed to be done that minute. And it was interesting, and I paused and I thought, wow, this is sort of like what I see in business. He's choosing to do these things because this moment, that feels better and more important than doing what really needs to be done, right? The harder task of dealing with my son and his emotions. So I thought that was really interesting. I talk about it a bit more at length in the blog, but I'm going to include the blog link in the caption here so that you can go and read it, because I think it's really important. And like I say, this is something we all do. I do it. I know there are certain tasks in my business that I really don't enjoy, but I know that if I push through that, they will take me further and they'll get me the results that I want. So I want you to think about that. Think about what distraction projects come up for you that are really fun and interesting, but are not really getting you results. And what are the things that you could and should be doing with that time instead? What are the areas that you're avoiding that really, if you drill down, focused down and worked through those areas, you'd see phenomenal success in your business. I bet if you think about it for a few minutes, you'll come up with a few answers that might help take you further in your business. That's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you soon. Take care.